We have found one of South Africa's hidden gems at Kamers this year. Let me go tell you about them. Hey everyone, Distiller Greyling here, one of your favorite home and hobby distillers. Today I just want to share you something that I have recently discovered. So last weekend was Kamers. Now Kamers is an artisan showcase of hundreds of local markets across fashion, homeware, jewelry, art, design and food. It's one of those markets that my wife really loves. She loved it so much, she was there in 3 occasions this year. She really loves it. She really loves talking to the local designers. You would tend to jump from market to market, and as soon as they see one another, they would start screaming and greet one another and tell all the stories that's happening. So I really enjoyed it, and it's really good for her as well because it really showcased what she's also all about. She's also one of those artisan crafters making her fashion statement. Definitely. All right, so Kamers this year was at Paarl. It moved from Stellenbosch. It was in Paarl this year, really nice setting, really beautiful wine farm as well. So on the first day, my wife brought me back something. She brought me this, a spice liqueur made by DarlingHoney. Very interesting. Now I love honey and I love anything spice, whether it's rum or a gin or a tea. So combining those two, honey and that spice, was really awesome for me and something really special as well. So then over the weekend I asked and we went back to Kamers. Then I met actually the distiller himself and beekeeper. So Paarl Otto, he is the beekeeper and distiller of DarlingHoney. Very passionate guy, and just listening to him really is inspiring to see how he has combined it, beekeeping and making spirits. Was truly inspiring. And I must say, Paarl, thank you very much for the brief chat we had, and I'm really looking forward to one day having a nice get together and having a distilling lost my words there for a second, having a distilling session there at your farm. Truly inspiring. All right, looking at my 5 points for every visit. Number one is, what is in the name? All right, so DarlingHoney sits on the outskirts of Darling, a small town in the western coast of South Africa. And obviously they use honey as the base for their spirits, as well as a sweetening element for some of their, for their liqueurs. So it's really combining the local name and what they make together, making DarlingHoney. Very cool name, I really like it. And it's also the, making homage to the area where they make it and from what they also make it. All right, point number 2 is, what do they craft? All right, now here comes all the interesting parts. So first up is raw fynbos honey. So Paarl, he is a beekeeper and he has got a bunch of bees and he takes really good care of them, and they do produce raw honey for him, so that's one of the things that he does sell. And then secondly, they take the raw honey, make mead, and then make awesome spirits as well. So from the spirits that they do make, they make a honey gin, and from the honey gin, they do expand it a little bit more to a spice gin as well. That one was very nice. And then they've got this honey-based liqueurs that they also have, starting from the spice one to a coffee one, and they've got some other ones as well. So the coffee one I tasted on my visit and I really enjoyed it, and that's how I ended up having a second bottle for myself, drinking it just like that or over a little bit of ice, neat. Very good, very nice. Paarl says to himself that this one can quite go fast if you just start to enjoy it, so I'm definitely gonna maybe buy a second one when I'm there again. Third one is, how is it made? Now this is the cool part. All right, so they made the honey themselves. All the bees makes the honey and then they extract the honey. But yes, they make the honey themselves, then they make the mead, and then they infuse it into the different spirits they have. Now for you, those who doesn't know what mead is just a type of spirits that you make from honey. So if you have a rum, your raw material is molasses or cane sugar. If you have a whiskey, it's grain. Brandy is grapes. And then from honey as a raw material, you get mead. So not something very popular, or not popular, that's, you know, something that's not really known, but mead is actually very cool, very healthy as well. And because the honey gives that distinct taste, mead also has that little edge, that has that little bit of flavor profile that's really good and awesome as well. All right, fourth thing is something interesting. Oh, now here is something nice. All right, so they try to leave as small as possible footprint where they are. So the distillery is completely off the grid. They get the water from the ground and they get the energy from the sun. And also any spent liquid, or let's say at the end of the run, any wash that's left over, they then put into the compost heap that they make compost with, that can use for whatever they have, other things on the farm as well. And also what I truly like, and that's truly inspiring about Paarl as well, is the bees themselves. So you tend to have, let's say, a beekeeper will have his bees, and if he sees this year that the colony is not strong, he would take two not so viable colonies, take one queen away, merge the two together to still produce the honey for that year. Paarl does that. If he sees that, you know what, the bees are tired this year and they don't produce as much, he just leaves it. He doesn't even harvest for that year. He leaves the bees to recover on their own, to build the colony up and strong again, to keep that sustainability, and then only a year after that he would harvest again. And I truly love that. It just shows that he's taking care of the bees and the bees will then take care of him again. That is truly inspiring and something very interesting that I like. All right, something else that I also find interesting is the fact that he uses fynbos honey. So obviously, yeah, he uses the fynbos honey to make his spirit. So that gives that distinct Cape taste that we're so used to here in Western Cape. That also ties into the territory where they are. So not many producers globally use this native floral ecosystem to actually make products. So it's very cool and very special as well. All right, point number 5, what does the future hold for Darling Honey? Well, talking to Paarl, he is truly inspiring, and just to see that passion that he has, so I think there is, the world is open to what Paarl can still make. So I think making from his liqueurs to his gins, definitely experimenting. I think there's going to be a lot of products and different type of products also as well that's going to come out. And also from the raw honey that they also make, there's also some different products there as well. So it's not just spirits, they really got a bunch of stuff. So please go check it out. I'll put these business card details right in the comments or on the screen, and you can visit their website. All the products are available on the website to buy, and they deliver across South Africa. So you can sit in Nelspruit and order all the way from Darling your nice coffee or spice clear and enjoy it there in the sunset, in just sitting there in the sunset. Definitely get in contact with Paarl if you want. I'll leave his details there. You guys can pop them an email if you want to. I hope you guys enjoyed it, as well as go visit Kamers when they're on again. They're on quite a few times a year, as well as in Gauteng area as well, not just here in Western Cape. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is just my take on local industry, local distilleries, and how I try to, get them, let's say, noticed, because not a lot of people would notice them, but just to get them out there. So go visit their website, go check them out, order something from them, and as always, remember to be awesome, to be kind, and be yourself. Cheers, guys.